Let's move to the other Astro on our list today, and that is Alex Bregman. Good chance that he gets dealt to. I think that's probably the most likely outcome if the Astros fall out of it. You trade Verlander, you trade Bregman, and you can get a lot back for those two guys as kind of premier rentals. Verlander, the potential of the +1 on that. And you can get some pieces while still having a core together for 2025. Bregman, you put this one out there, and I was like, how is this? How are we going to make this a reunion? But it is reuniting with a draft classmate. Dansby Swanson went 1, Bregman went 2 in 2015. Now they can play on the same side of the infield in Chicago. And that's a really great fit because why not just extend him or sign him in free agency too and keep that infield together?
That could be great. I mean, look, Matt Chapman was the guy that it seemed like maybe the Cubs were going to go after. Still kind of looking to fill that void at third base. Christopher Morel has still done a solid job. But yeah, I don't know that we've ever had number 1 and number 2 in the same draft class ever be teammates. Maybe it's happened once or twice. Guys who weren't of that same caliber as a Swanson and Bregman, even after being selected 1 and 2. But yeah, having those guys together, top 2 guys from that 2015 draft class, 2 players that were a part of those tanking franchises in many ways. Though Swanson, when he was drafted, it was actually by the Arizona Diamondbacks. People talk about forgetting where players originally came from. Tony La Russa, Dave Stewart going, hey, I know we'd be giving up the number 1 overall pick, but we could bring in Shelby Miller, folks. So now you're okay with this trade, right? Okay, I thought so. And, it took the Diamondbacks a couple years to kind of rebound after that awful deal. But yeah, Bregman and Swanson, both on the same side of the infield, 1-2 in the 2015 MLB draft. Again, makes for a really fun story.
It does. I mean, Bregman has gotten off to a brutal start this year, but we know he's a lot better than that. And to add him into that lineup, that would be just a great fit. That infield, because he's solid defensively too. So to have Bregman, Swanson, Horner in your infield, that's a move that I think takes a team that is right in the thick of the NL Central and might put them over the top. Granted, Bregman's got to play better, but I love that fit. I think that might be the best pure fit that we have out of all these trades.
This doesn't make sense right now, but again, you're just looking for those links and those connections. Bregman having spent his entire career with Houston, there's no hometown necessarily to go to. Grew up in Albuquerque. I don't think he's getting traded to the Rockies, and then they're demoting him to the Albuquerque Isotopes in AAA. So we can't get that creative. But what if he's reunited with his teammate at LSU, Aaron Nola, in Philadelphia? Where does Bregman play? Again, is someone getting hurt in this kind of scenario? But if you're looking for those kind of connections and, playing with people that they're familiar with, or they've been teammates with, or they've been inextricably linked with for the history of baseball and all time, hey, maybe Alex Bregman to the Phillies. Crazier things have happened.
I was trying to figure it out. I was like, okay, can Bohm move to first? Okay, they got that Harper guy there, so that's probably not going to happen. Would Harper go back into the outfield for just the second half? Would make them better. Who's DHing? Well, they got Schwarber. So yeah, it would be tough to fit him into that Phillies lineup. I'm trying to find another just good fit.
I mean, if Bregman goes to second and Stott's going over to shortstop, again, somebody has to get hurt. And then, you touched on it. Harper goes to DH. Look, they've got an outfield full of DHs right now, so they can't clog that spot up right now with both Schwarber and Castellanos. But again, guys get hurt, and Phillies, that's been one of the areas where they've been pretty fortunate, at least offensively, at least with their lineup. Those guys have been healthy all year long.
I'm trying to find some other fits. The Reds, Candelario has not worked out great, but they should get Marte back. That could be a potential one. I don't know, but I think the Cubs really does make the most sense here, and I'd love to see it. It would definitely make them a more exciting team. I think it really would make them the favorites in that division for sure.
Yeah, I would agree with that.